We are mucus-free. 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 We are mucus-free.
Greetings, brothers and sisters. Welcome to this very special edition of the Mucus-free Life podcast, live from 5th annual Professor Arnold Ehret Day celebration here in beautiful, sunny and warm Columbus, Ohio. We're here with Brother Air.
Yes, everybody, say something out there. We got
And guess who else is here?
We got an audience. We got an audience of supporters.
Yeah, give it up, everybody.
These are the folks who will be here in 10 years.
Yeah, we found the folks
that
will be here in 10 years.
10 years support. We know they're going to be here.
In the past, we said, look to the left, look to the right. Somebody won't be here. Now, these are the folks that will be here.
That will be here.
Hopefully it's coming through. If you want to say something in the chat, let us know how the audio is doing. It's not there. We're doing the best we can with our setup here.
This is the last night of Air Day, and it was Air weekend, I guess, and it was just fantastic. It's probably the best one so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Food was incredible. I'm just as full as oh man, it was we made up stuff like the menu was just being made up as
we had Monica.
Monica was the kind of the mad professor.
Yeah, the mad professor in the kitchen.
She was putting together stuff. We don't need that. We need this. We need that. We need this. And so she was everything just tasted. I ate things that I never even liked before. She was like, check this out. I really like it, but I'm gonna be gracious.
Check it.
Next thing I know, I was going back for some more. I like this, So it was all good, and everybody seems to. I haven't heard no complaints. Was there any complaints about the food?
Nah. Why? Food was off the chain. Yeah, food was off the chain, and Brady and Reese was at the helm, cutting up the dedicated. We had the food processor and everything, yet they were trained last year by Brother Air himself, and they said, no, we will not use the food processor. We will painstakingly cut every little piece into little tiny bitty pieces.
And they did a great job. I inspected it and checked it out and taste tested it and bowel movement tested it. And it was the broom salad.
Yes, yeah.
It was the broom salad. We had the durian assassin. But
the durian assassin. Yes, we went on the durian mission, and we got footage. So soon I'm gonna edit some videos together of the fact finding mission.
He made sure that we had the best durian that we could possibly find.
Yeah, we went from store to store, and then we found it was like finding the golden chalice.
So he was real adamant about that we all had durian. Like you know, during banana split.
Yeah, so yeah, the durian party and
Yeah.
everybody, the folks that had the durian last year, it tasted even better to them this year.
Oh man.
And I don't know, how's Trayvon doing? With the, how's your durian experience doing? Is he locked in now? All right, see, 3 times. That's one of the most unique fruits in the world. Where you eat it, you have to eat it 3 times. If you don't like it the first time, you don't like it the second time, but by that 3rd time, your taste buds adjust to it and you start to really dig it. And and I was locked in from last year, so it was all good for me this year. Just straight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just off the chain. And then the first night we did the baked banana and applesauce with the you had invented last year. To take the baked banana surprise with the chopped dates, the baked banana and applesauce, and put with the durian. And so we had had that going on a little bit.
Very stimulating conversation all weekend.
Yeah.
About subjects. We talked about people. We ain't gonna tell you who. You got to wonder. But we had all kind of good, great conversations. It was very stimulating. I learned a lot, and this is a real intellectual crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That can handle the discussions.
Yeah, we're bringing something to the table. That's why it will be here in 10 years. These are the real deals. That's why it was a little different this year, and the way we put this event on.
Right.
We only wanted the real deals.
Yeah.
To show up, and they did. And thank you.
Yeah, the inner circle retreat mastermind. Yeah. And there's a number of folks that were here earlier this weekend that are not in the studio audience at the moment. Some folks had to leave a little early. Yeah. And but definitely appreciate everybody that came out.
Oh yeah.
And this was beautiful weekend. I'm glad we did it like this because there was,
I didn't know.
Brother Air wasn't sure if this was gonna work.
That was hands off of invitations.
Yeah. The invite only year and the application year. But the people that was supposed to be here was here. And
but okay, so answer me, did you like everybody here this week? If you have problems with not liking the people who show up, so was everybody here?
I don't like the pitch. There's usually be a couple people that where you earn your money. That's how you earn your money. But this year was like this was like family. Like everybody here.
All right.
Family. It feels like family. So it was beautiful on that respect. Because then I can just chill, and it is a different vibe when everybody's kind of dialed in and on the same page. And it's just different. It's hard to explain for people that don't necessarily know, because it's different where like here where we can get in these discussions. We can talk about anything from immortality and to crypto. It's like there's no topic is off bounds. Relationships and just whatever. Right? We can get into everything. Whereas in the past, when we would do it in the other format, there's periods of time when I would have to kind of be on. If that makes sense, because I would get a bunch of people that would come up and have a lot of questions or wanted to almost get like little mini consultations. And I understand, and that's cool. I try to create spaces for that. That's not.
Oh, what are the people you didn't like?
I didn't say that. Don't put the words in my mouth.
She was trying to get a free consultation.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that that's different for me. That kind of situation is a little different where I got to be kind of on. I got to be in Professor Spira mode. But here it's kind of like, oh man, it's just different. So I like that, and I started feeling that last year because I was like, okay, even though we didn't have as many people as we had planned, and economically last year's situation was a little like, okay, this is a little challenging, but I had the most fun that I had last year. So I was like, okay, why did I have the most fun? It was like, man, everybody was just dialed in. It was like, it was no resistance, nobody that was like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, or unfamiliar with the work and that kind of thing. There's in the early years, we had people that didn't really, I think we even have a couple people that hadn't read the Mucus diet book. You'd be like, okay, come to the Air Day celebration, but you haven't read the Mucus diet book yet? Like, okay, well, here's a copy. And, you know, but.
well, we had the Brother Air ensemble perform. That was another
groundbreaking
event for us. For me, that was what got me here.
Yeah.
I was what got me
the drama behind the scenes.
Yeah,
you know, we had to.
I had to create that little tension. It was like, is Brother Air coming? Is he not? Is he coming? Is he not?
Yeah, which just frustrated the hell out of me.
Coming. But I just had to create that tension. Like maybe, you know, is he coming? Is he not coming? Is he coming?
And then that made me like, I had to hit the emergency buttons like Brother Air ensemble.
You know, getting that band back together after 12 years. And when I heard that was happening, like everybody okay, then I was like, wow, I didn't see that coming. So the band played. And how did the band sound?
Oh, man.
All right, that didn't sound too encouraging.
They're like,
Rocking, baby.
Yeah, okay.
They're still processing.
Yeah.
They're like, but that was, back with the. There's a lot of people. You had said this. A lot of folks had never seen that version of Professor Spira with the face paint and just in that type of mode. And so
live.
They seen the
videos.
Yeah.
You were doing videos. Like when I remember, I never asked you. You were doing all those videos with the makeup. So you would do the makeup
in those the first years where I was making videos at my house. I was every time I do some videos, I put the face paint on. And I got in that mode and just, when I was doing like the top 10 transforming foods. Yeah, so all those early videos, I'm wearing the face paint, and then, then I stopped. But
well, I didn't wear the blackface, so that was just too much.
That was a lot of work.
It was a lot of work.
Yeah, it was a lot of work.
Like, man, I can't do that anymore. But I enjoyed the performance, man. It was good playing with them cats. Flute.
Baby Bobbage. Flute. The flute formerly known as Baby Bobbage. Yeah. Dr. Who, Uncle Eddie.
Well, Dr. Who is his rig. He's a drummer now. And,
right.
And then Uncle Eddie, he's always, that dude's over 80. He's 80.
Yeah, I think he.
Yeah, man.
He's gotta be, because actually might. What I'm gonna do, I'll share as we're talking here. I'll share a few, if I'm able to get it going. I'll see if I can share a couple. Let's see how this works here. All right, so here is some little video of some food. You got the Brother Air salad there, some apple juice, a bunch of bananas, jackfruit. There's all the durians.
Oh yeah.
Monica cutting up some tomatoes.
We we have to give Monica like real credit, man. How she got here, she was, you know,
right, yeah.
I mean, she was in the camper, just with a compass,
Right.
headed towards headed towards everything. Like I'm going that way. Like, where you going? I'm going that way. So, you know, she got here, man. You know, so thankful, man. And the children. Oh, man. They hitched on the tray. Found a friend tray. Look at him, friend in need. We're gonna put him on. Found a friend in Trey.
Yeah.
And Trey, he ended up stubbing his bunion. Playing. So he was hurt for a minute. He's all right, you know.
He's just stubbing his bunion.
He went out to Walgreens to get some bunion pads. So he was good, you know, but he sure had a good time with the children, man. That's the kind of spirit that he has, you know. So
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, that. What was our field trip. So that was one thing that I'd said that I wanted to do even before. I was like, man, I want to take a field trip together as a group, and we go to the store or something, and we can film it. And so the field trip was the durian search, the great durian express search. And we went to the first store, and the durians looked a little suspect. We wasn't sure if they was gonna work out. It was like, man, this isn't what we had last time. There's some in here in this freezer. They turned out to be really good, but spoiler alert. But then, so we got a few of them there. Then I remember
we actually bought some there.
Yeah, the ones that we had tonight were from there. We bought some there. Then I remember that I had seen some of the brands. So the whole durian adventure started last year with Eli Martyr, came to Ehret Day, and he was going to the Asian market, and he got a bunch of big fresh jackfruit. He was bringing jackfruit, and he had got some durian. And so last year we had like a big durian party where a lot of people, was the first time they ever ate it. Mm-hmm. And so we kind of got into it, and we found out that if you got to eat it 3 times, if you don't like it the first time you eat it, if you eat it 3 times, your taste buds start to change and adapt to this very unique fruit, very unique thing and everybody kind of describes it differently. Where some people say it's like kind of like a vanilla custard, and somebody else was kind of like an ice cream, and somebody else is like, well, it's kind of like rotten onions, and somebody else is like,
I never got that. Right. Taste. Like, you know, that must have been a carnivore trying it for the first time.
Right. You know, and so we went to the Saraga. I'm probably butchering how to say it. We went to the international market that I often go to. It's a huge international market. They have some pretty good produce different times of the year, and went there, and they had a bunch of different stuff. And that's actually where I had gotten the jackfruit at for this year. And we had, me and Vadim went up to one of the workers, and it was like, so you got the frozen durian? And this woman then asked this Asian dude, and once she kind of translated it, he's like, "Oh, durian? Oh, come on!" And we followed him. He's like, "I know where that is. I know what y'all are looking for." And took us way around to the back in this frozen section. And what we were looking for was right there, the brand.
The secret durian.
Yeah, the secret durian.
Yeah.
That the stash was back there. I was like, okay, this is right here. And so we stocked up, came back, and we just let it thaw out naturally, because that's a thing. You thaw it out, you can either put it in the oven at the lowest setting for a few minutes and kind of let it thaw, or we just let it sit out for about an hour or two and it thawed itself out, and then it was like perfect. That was actually a really good way to do it. Just let it thaw, just sit it out and let it thaw. And yeah, and we ate that. And they say you get the durian giggles, because it is kind of like getting high. You eat this durian and you're just like, whoo. And so I had the first bite, and I just started giggling and getting into it. But
we had John the Vibe Man playing today. He pulled out his rig, and of course the bubbles came out.
Right.
And it just tore everybody up. The children just loved it. The adults was chasing bubbles, and oh man, so. And then he played. We all played together, and he pulled out some, like, I can play. I'm just not this bubble buster, man. I can really play these vibraphones.
We got into some playing.
So that was impressive. He's hanging. He's the only one that's been to all Ehret days.
To all 5 Ehret days.
All 5 Ehret days.
Yeah.
And then Trey, right?
Then Trey, he's been to 4.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
More cowbell.
You say more cowbell? Yeah, we did that.
We did the
More cowbell.
We did a more cowbell skit that will be on Saturday Night Live next Saturday. So we did that with Randy, and he was right on. I forget the actor who did that on the skit. I can see him in my face.
Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken. Yeah.
Got a fever.
Randy nailed it today.
Yeah.
So you'll be seeing that sometime. We'll, play that for you. It was kind of funny, So.
Yeah, here's a picture of the air of the. That's kind of small, but I'll post up more of these. You can kind of see Brother Air ensemble picture here.
The other night I just
but of us in our garb and everything. Just right after we performed, there's pictures. Remember, I had to rally everybody to get the picture.
Yeah.
Take the picture. Yeah. And then I posted it up, but I only posted it as a story, so I had to look here and find it in the story. But
okay. Yeah, that was fun, man. Playing with the guys, man. Because that band is real advanced grade, avant-garde. It's another kind of thing, and especially if you don't really listen to that genre of music, it could be, looked on as noise.
If you don't get it. The ecstatic traditions of it's just sound and vibration as a medium to induce trance and induce elimination, removal of mental, physical, spiritual blockages. The power of music, the power of controlled vibration is something that we've always tried to practice and to share. And some people, it's like the people that get it really get it. And there's some folks that just don't get it, or kind of like, what the hell is it? Like, what is this? Just don't get it. And so that's
it's meant to clear obstruction up. That's what it's meant to do.
Clear it.
In the nervous system. It's meant to kind of break that up, break up all that obstruction.
Because if you study sound therapies and the music therapies, and they'll take one frequency and just this is like taking all of the frequencies of the universe and putting it like a real serious elimination, where this is those a very comprehensive elimination. Sometimes those little bowl eliminations that'll get some things, but that's not going to get everything. You need some.
That's kind of
some stuff.
That bowl thing is real compared to what we're doing.
Yeah,
the bowl thing is just really surface. It's not gonna like really cut into
get up in
some real, like cell tissues.
Right,
that's
right.
What we're trying to really get into.
Right.
So that was fun, man. So hopefully that's the start of the band getting back together again.
Yeah.
Seems like everybody's down to keep it going. So
because the Mucus-free Life Physiological Liberation Tour will be coming to a city near you.
Yeah.
2024, we're gonna take this act on the road, and we coming to now. There ain't no excuse now. We're coming to you. Because that's something that we really wanted to do for a long time, is just to get out, and now we finally have. We have the support, we got the crew, we got the music, we got the message. It's refined and honed and locked in, and so it's time to take this on the road, and because it's a whole different energy. As maybe the folks in the audience, is it different being with us in person than watching us as on YouTube? Vibe's a little bit different, and it's something that's hard for people to. It's hard to explain to people that, because it's one of those things where you really do have to be here. If you're here and you feel the vibe, and I think it was Mike that had said just walking in here, it was like walking into a bubble. Like a whole other vibe, just a whole other kind of experience, and the vibrations. There's not, there's no arguing, fighting, and this kind of stuff. It's like we have some disagreements, but it's like a philosophical discussion, and that kind of thing. But it's just the whole vibe is something else that you have to be here to really experience it, where it's just, and it's different from even some, and I know there's other like vegan festivals and all these different things, and it's great. That stuff is great, but there's something special about the Ehret Day celebration and the Mucus-free community, that vibration, because it's a different level, and so it's I'm just happy. I'm just real happy with how everything went, and this year deciding to do it like this. We got the mini mansion. We're in a Victorian era mini mansion, much like one of Ehret's old sanitariums, where he had a sanitarium in a Victorian era mansion. And so that was kind of cool, just to be in a space where that vibe, the Victorian era vibe, and man, I just had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. What about the audience? Did y'all have a lot of fun this weekend?
Oh,
Family reunion.
What about you, Randy?
Yeah.
You got anything to say, Randy?
I like some of the ideas I was hearing from the R&D team about maybe some future outdoor adventure type Ehret Day, kind of get-togethers. So that sounds pretty cool. Recent, Brady, we're talking about some of that.
Some camping and some whitewater rafting and canoeing and go out into the wilderness.
And outdoor
Outdoor animal. Well, now and that was a sight to behold here at the Air Day celebration. We might have set some kind of record for number of enemas in a household. I mean, everybody had the enema bags, man, and folks they taking shifts. It's like you see one person going into the bathroom.
People were going to buy enema bags.
Folks were searching, going from like, where's the CVS, Walgreens, going from store to store, trying to find the
Get me one. Grab me one. And these people who had them, but they was like, I'll get an extra one, So that was heavy, man.
And that's like just just compare this to any other typical normal get together, and like we're talking about, hey, pick me up an extra enema bag. That in any other context, that'd be like, hey, give me a case of beer, give me a 40. Go pick me up, like
enema bag.
And stop at Church's Chicken and grab me a bucket. So it's like a whole different reality, and that's something that in years to come, we will be broadcasting more of this to show the world how we can live in peace and harmony, cleaning ourselves up. Where we're not fighting. We're not. Now we're going to defend ourselves.
This is normality.
It's normality.
And the other thing that we are exposed to is the abnormality. This is normality. What we experienced this weekend was the normality. This is the normality. And this is what we're trying to nail 24/7. We're trying to have this reality every day of our lives. And the things that we have to do to make that happen is stay consistent with our cleanse. Just have discipline. Think about, we say ancient to the future. This is not nothing new that we're doing. You dig? And another thing, we want to take the time. This weekend was dedicated to Victor Buttram. The man who turned me onto it, turned Spira onto it. Spira created this. You did. So, I mean, and I could say, I had visions of this, but he was the one that really, the mechanics of doing, the whole digital world, he was the one. So I have no problem with always giving him his props on the work that he does to get this thing out here. Now it's international. This was him. I just was somebody who would just show up, when I mean, it was just sad to see him doing so much work, talking to himself. I mean, it just got pathetic, And so that's why I mean, it was like, it was a great thing because he wanted to do this. And so it was like, okay, I'm going to seize the moment. Maybe, this cat will help the vision that Vic, because me and Vic talked about all this too. But we wasn't going to never do this kind of stuff. We wasn't computer savvy. We just had none of that. And so the Spirit came along and started doing it and got me more involved in it. And he just became obsessed with it, with the mucusless diet healing system and getting the word out. I mean, this cat started buying all the vintage books, like the first book ever written by Arnold Ehret, he wanted to have it, it was like, he just became obsessed. And so just to see this brother make this effort to do this, and these Air days happen You know, we've been real proud of being able to host the Ehret Days and put them together, and we're happy with the results. And I mean, we've had, you know, in the past we would have lectures. We had world class. This is world class. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm real proud of what's happened in a short period of time in terms of who knows about this. The Brother Air, Professor Spira. I mean, I run into people that you just would never think these people know who you are in other cities. You know, I've had stories of people telling me, man, I'm doing this, and this is probably the best story I heard, where a nurse in a different city was being hit on by somebody in the hospital. Little kind of thug looking, you know, as they say, dope boy looking cat, you know. And he was a lot younger than her, and so he asked her out. He's like, nah. And he said, "Would you eat dinner?" He said, "No, I don't." You know, he's like, she said, "I'm fasting right now," and he said, he looked at her, he said, "Who you think you are, Brother Air?" Wow. And she said, "What you know about Brother Air?" You know, wow. Never would have thought. Yeah. You know, but you know, that was funny, man. She said, "Yeah, you talk about who you think you are, Brother Air." You know, and so you just never know where this internet goes and how it flows, and so that's a whole nother thing. So, like I said, we want to remember Victor Buttram this weekend and know that this cat was just a phenomenal human being, man. I mean, just like I say, I don't know many intellectuals, but I know I met one in life, you know, so.
Yeah, Vic was a special, special guy, man.
Funny,
yeah,
funny, and funny when he wasn't trying to.
When he wasn't trying to be, had no clue.
He just had no clue of a joke. Like,
yeah, it just had no kind of filters, and he just couldn't understand what was the story of because who else that had passed the Jerry Springer had recently passed. Yeah. But there's a story of Vic. But when Jerry Springer, before he went national, Jerry Springer's show was at Cincinnati, and was just like a local broadcast. And Vic was in the audience, and I think on stage it was like what they had, the KKK Grandmaster or something.
It was a racial show about
it was like the black guy, like maybe some Panthers over there, and then KKK, and they kept getting into fights or something like that. And then and Vic, you know, Jerry came over to Vic with the microphone, and Vic stood up and said something. I'm trying to remember exactly what he said. He told me he said, but it was something to the effect of, "What everybody here needs to do is eat fruit." That was like, everybody's gonna understand what he, you know, like, just get it. And they just kind of look at like, "What do you just eat fruit?" And he said that and sat down. And Jerry's just kind of like, "Okay."
He's like, "An apple, please. Somebody get me an orange."
Yeah, all right. He's like, "Apples around?" Because it was just in the midst of all this chaos and people fighting, and you know, it's just like, what you all need to do is just eat fruit.
Yeah, man. The funniest thing I ever seen Vic do. Well, he didn't do it, but he was going to the show. They had a group called the Healing System. Fantastic group. Hopefully we'll find some footage of that one day and broadcast it. That band, that was interesting band, man. I mean, Vic wrote most of the music for it. But he, somebody gave, Vic was down to take like clothes, like Vic will, like people would just, his family would come by and drop him off, clothes, that, and he would wear them, it could be shirts or whatever. And, it wasn't, but they dropped him by some big ass elephant legs that was like this big, and they were yellow and blue.
Yeah.
You remember them?
Yeah.
They were yellow and with blue checkers.
Yeah.
Big checkers. And I was like, I happened to be over there when this uncle bought them to him, and he was trying to go through them. We was in the front yard. He was just going through a little bag and stuff, and we was looking at him, and I said, he'd never wear. Boy, he wore them, man. Big old, they were like bell bottom.
Yeah, Vic was not materialistic.
No,
to say the least.
He had no clue of that kind of thinking about, what was hip and what wasn't. And these were pants that was given to him. He was gonna wear them.
Right.
He wore them to a show. The healing system was performing. He wore them, and he didn't have no problem with it. So I was like, wow, man, he put them on. So that was Vic. So and in the future we're gonna try to find as much film as we can on him, because this is some film of him talking and playing music. We just gotta get
gotta find it.
Gotta get it. From those we know who have it, so we just gotta get it.
Yeah.
So
So this was great weekend. Yeah, a lot of this music, fellowship, and plugging in, and learning from one another. That's one thing that people always just for staying with Brother Air here in the mini mansion. Folks are just gonna get to see him operate, because that was of course he wasn't fasting this weekend, but in past years
I've been called fullback because I'm always fasting when I come to these.
This was like the first year. I think this was the first year that you wasn't fasting before coming to Ehret Day, and so if you could do at some point I'll do the before and after of like last year.
Jazz and Rib. Remember when you look, because you had just ran that jazz.
Yeah,
so
that was last year.
I was like, boom.
Yeah. And because then even 2 years ago was even skinnier, because that was the year where he fasted an entire year and broke it with watermelon on the Sunday of Ehret Day celebration. So that was the third annual. And I know, so we have footage of all this stuff. I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna work on it. Be ready for some content dumps. I'm gonna just start dumping like 2021, boom, and just be like, what's all this stuff? 2022, 2023. I'll just really try to get all this content out there. But because there's a lot of stuff that you haven't seen in the past 3 years of Ehret Day celebrations that I just wasn't able to get out. But because we had footage of that, of Brother Air breaking the fast, and that was the year that the first year that you were the MC, and so that was the suit, the yellow suit year. You came out. And so that was something.
That year it made me think about doing stand-up.
Yeah.
I was like, I can do some stand-up.
Yeah.
So,
definitely for the Mucus-free community, you start doing stand-up for the outside. What's he talking about? Us eaters.
It was a select crowd that I could tell jokes in.
That
people would get,
The Mucus-free comedy club. Featured. Brother. I did stand up one time just because I wanted to do that form of oratory. And I actually, it was a competition. I won. I can't I can't tell any of those jokes because they are way more X-rated than you could ever imagine that would come out of my mouth. They were very, very, very.
Were they in a club?
It was in a club. Yeah, this was years ago. This was kind of like it was part of my coming out of my fall period. Like when I was like going out and I was trying to just.
Do remember.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah. I remember
somewhere I think I got an audio. I might have an audio of that, but. Yeah, no, it's some dirty, some dirty jokes. Like but I won. I got the most votes or claps or whatever they did of the people that were there.
Because you were dirty.
Yeah, it was
filthy.
Yeah, it was
disgusting.
Disgusting. I was very sick and dirty.
It was
the old
disgusting and dirty.
Yeah, the residue, the old pus residue was coming out.
Yeah,
on stage, but
the winner. Yeah.
Yeah, by unanimous decision. Because that wasn't. That was my cousin PhD's, and Professor Spira.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we, got a lot of memories. Yeah, Ehret Day, the legacy, and of course, the whole thing. Coming around.
You got 5, right?
This is the fifth annual. Yeah, the fifth annual.
Man,
first Arnold Ehret Day celebration started 2018 in my backyard.
Yeah. And
just sort of like the last two weeks before we had the event, we just Brother Air was kind of in my ear about it. Like, man, we should do something. We just got to do like an Ehret thing. It's an Ehret celebration. And then I was kind of like, hey, man, that sounds like a lot of work. And then,
boy, they just did not want to do no work. I mean, it was just like pulling teeth, man. Like, oh man, because his famous thing. Well, I'm gonna have to do all the work. I was like, I can do something. Make the Brother Air salad.
Which, yeah,
that was a lot of work,
Yeah.
And the Brother Air. What was it, the lemonade?
The lemonade, yeah. And that year we had the juice, where we kind of almost did like a little juicing clinic and food prep demonstration and a bunch of different things. But just putting that logistic because we had to luck out with the weather because it was outdoors. We did it in my backyard. And I don't even remember what we had as a alternative if it rained. I mean, we just kind of
we probably would have got up under the carport.
Something, yeah.
It was just chill. So
and
we didn't care. We was at it.
In 2019 was the Park of Roses.
Yeah.
So
that's when we tried to get a little bit more organized and more like this is a real
legitimate conference.
We're
doing
lectures.
Yeah.
We got a venue and we got parking,
Yeah, right. Yeah, the parking.
So we were really up in the game there. Yeah. And the next year was it 20?
Well, the next year was
the
Branch Covidian year where we were shut down and everything. Everybody thought that the world was going to end, and folks were scurrying away and with their masks and everything was just totally just went to hell. We still thought about how could we have it? Could we just go and maybe meet in some woods and camp or
we were trying everything to do
it. We did make an effort to try to make it happen in 2020, but it was just like, we gotta let this, it's kind of like letting the storm pass. We gotta let this COVID nonsense just do. I shouldn't even say that word. They're gonna take this video down. We heard the C word. It's like, it literally ushered in a whole new lexicon of cuss words that you can't use on these platforms. It's censored if you use these words and they shut you down. Because I've had about over 30 videos that I had to that I've either taken down or that YouTube took down. And so they went after us pretty little old me. Like, why'd you come after me? I don't got that many viewers, I ain't Russell Brand and nothing. We don't got 10 million followers. It's like we ain't hurting nobody over here. But I guess somebody thought we were too scary. Us scary. We're talking about fruits and vegetables. We're scary.
Cherries.
Yeah. So then 2021, that was the atrium park where we did the atrium park, and that's when you did the Steve Harvey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the third annual. So that was that. Yeah. So that was that. Then last year we was at the Wild Goose. Yeah. Wild Goose Collective spot. So that was last year's vibe. And then this year we here at the mini mansion.
Beautiful. So this was beautiful too, man. I enjoyed this. Really, I'm glad that I got up here.
Yeah, that we can't because what John say, we was gonna have to kidnap Brother Air and tie him up and throw him in the trunk and bring him up there. But yeah, now
is there anything anybody want to say, or anybody have any questions, or just want to make a testimony, or anybody?
Next year, world tour, baby. That's right.
What did he say?
He said next year a world tour.
Oh yeah.
Every day worldwide tour, financial and physical liberation.
Yes.
And he will be providing durian.
Yeah.
All through the tour.
I'll drive the rig.
There we go.
Yeah. We got the tour. We got the tour bus driver.
Tour bus driver.
Yeah, man.
Yes, we got. I don't know, Reese. Are you a mechanic too? Do you know how to fix engines and stuff? Okay, yeah, that'd be the one thing we need on the road. The engine expert. You can probably figure it out pretty easy. You can get up in there and start messing around. And
Oh, another thing is, I want people to be looking out for Monica and her daughters doing more cowbell in a city near you.
Okay, they're gonna do
in a city near you. They're coming with more cowbell. So she's coming. So be looking out for them and support. Support, because they're gonna have the bucket. So fill it up. Don't come down to Nashville.
That's right.
the competition.
I do not need another more cowbell. Down there, messing up my little vibe, because they'll get all the money. Little girls. They'll be like, looking, man, they got some little girls down the street doing more cowbell. Why the hell should I support you doing more cowbell? They doing more cowbell. Like, man. So don't come to Nashville. Every other city's all right. You can, you got the whole country, but Nashville, you can come and visit. Hey, come to Air Day. That's probably where the next Air Day is going to be. We hoping in Nashville. So
And the girls and Trayvon were playing a game called Wildcraft. Was that the Wildcraft? Like, we even have mucus-free games.
Wow.
Mucus-free board games to play.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like a game. It's like teaches you about herbology.
Oh, wow.
And with herbs, you don't feel good, go out in your backyard and pick a dandelion. Get some dandelion greens or something. It was interesting. Get some catnip.
All right.
And, it's interesting. It's like, instead of, again, whole different reality. Instead of playing Monopoly, and I don't know if they played that, but instead of Monopoly or Candyland, where it's like, all this candy, and this is what I grew up playing: Candyland, Monopoly, and Chutes and Ladders. Instead of that, we got board game that teaches you about herbs and herbology, how to heal yourself, how to might even be a fasting card. I don't know about it. Like, so it's a bit, because now we'll make one that has the mucus-free board game where you'd be like, oh, my stomach doesn't feel good, and then you get the enema with extra lemons, extra lemon juice in this one, and heat up. And this was the first year people, because I've never measured the temperature of my enema water. And Trayvon had that thing, and he's measuring. He's like scientific, like, I want this the perfect temperature. And I want to buy one of those just because I don't know how warm mine is.
He pulled it out and my temperature. Yeah. What was my temperature?
Yours was close to like 200.
That's insane.
200, that's balling, ain't it?
Like 98, 198.
Okay.
Wow.
I let it cool down a little bit.
Danny watch Demolition Man. So we had so much good conversation. We never ended up doing the movie night idea.
Yeah.
We just had so much conversation. We was getting into, we was going beyond all that. We got into some conversation last night that was way off into the cosmos and the stratosphere of reality. And so, yeah, we didn't, but it's still a good idea. We're going to do that at some point. We will have.
Danny, we need to see you next year.
Yeah, no, Danny. I think he's. I think if I'm correct, I saw he's doing a. Yeah, and I think we had missed him as we was getting ready for everything. But I think he's doing a show. He's like a barber for a show of some kind. I think if I'm not, you can comment in the chat.
That's a stretch.
Yeah, well, it's like it's a show.
He's a barber, right?
Yeah. And shows you gotta get your hair right before you go on stage.
Oh, he's doing a bar. He's
a
barber for like the.
I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think if I look.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it looked like it was cool. So it looked like that was what was happening right now.
Keeping the actors tight.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying he was doing a show, like
No. He was like the barber for some kind of show that's happening, I think. So that's cool. And
wow, that's all right. Big John, is there anything you want to say, man? Oh
yeah. Where was
missing in action?
Yeah, car 52. Right.
Yeah, we miss you, so we wish you could be here. Yeah, but I think, well, y'all had told me she wasn't coming. She never told me she wasn't.
Well, she was saying she was coming, but then I don't know. Last I heard, I guess she thought she had a ride and then didn't. And
she drove. She drove to Cincinnati. She has a car.
She was just messed.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, next year. And
what happened to the light?
The timer went off.
The what?
It's the light on the timer. That's
okay.
That's big.
Yeah, that's big.
Like saying what's up.
That's big. And so we wanted to get on here and just kind of chop it up a little bit and let people know about this weekend. It went down, and it just flowed so
just
beautiful.
flow. Yeah, it's like everybody. And that's something that I always loved from when I was growing up in the Boy Scouts was we would get to a point where you didn't have to ask anybody to do anything. It's like everybody just chipped in. You didn't have to like micromanage and be like, okay, you do this and you do that. It's like once the vibe was right, everybody just did it. If something needed to be clean, someone would just clean it.
Because nobody would question everything. Oh, this need to be done. This or this need to be bought. Or this. It just was, here. And, it was beautiful, man.
Yeah.
I really appreciate y'all, man. So I really appreciate y'all for real. This is going to turn out to be the community that changes the world. That's the way we have to think about it. And so those who are watching can be a part of that and bring something to the table. It's gonna happen. We are 100% positive, the same way that we knew that this movement would be a success in terms of the Arnold Ehret annotated version and, reaching with the information. We knew that was going to happen. And so we know that the next chapter is going to be a real expansive type of existence. So join in, man, and come on, let's build a life culture.
Yeah.
Get out of this death culture thing, because it swallow you up, and you look around and you had a chance to be a part of the life culture and you blew it. So, and because we're just so welcoming, all you got to do is do the work. That's the criteria of this community. You got to do the work.
Right.
Work is just waiting on you to do it. And you're gonna get all of the benefits, that goes along with clean blood. The breath and clean blood. That's what this is about. So, yeah, man.
Yeah. And like I said, dude, it's just something to me when I think about all the enemas that done got, like the Airbnb owner never would have imagined, the kind of cleansing that happened in this house.
The septic tank is getting
the
real
septic
deal.
tank is getting the real deal now. This is, I mean, when they say this house is clear. We done just baptized the hell out of this house.
We are baptized. Baptized it, Jack.
Yeah, lemon. Yeah, folks, come in with like liters of lemon water and
it was
gallons
beautiful,
of
man.
still
It was
water, man.
beautiful to
Whole
see.
different reality, man.
The animals was eating vegetarian.
Right.
It was the animals, man.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
They were eating
Pets.
Pets
that are vegan and vegetarian. Pets that eat way better than most humans.
Yeah. It was a beautiful thing to see, so yeah. It was all good, man. I thank y'all.
Yeah, and I thank everybody that donated, because there are people that couldn't be here that got our back with what we're trying to do, and they reached out like, well, how can we donate? And they sent some things our way to help make this happen. So definitely appreciate you very much, and
see you next year. If you next year.
Make it a point, because you can know if you wanted a date, it's like, okay, we don't have a specific date, just it's the last weekend in July. Like that's
pretty much
if it's not the last weekend, it's the second to last weekend, but we're pretty much locked into this last weekend in July vibe. So you can pencil that into the calendar if you want to know when we'll likely have it next year. And this is heck of a journey. And like you said, going from, this is a long way from me on Facebook, talking to myself, logging into one account, it's like, so what?
It was with that.
What so what's this lemon enema thing? And then log into the other account. Well, this lemon enema is one of the best tools that you can use on the Mucus-free healing system.
It was pathetic.
Then log into the other account. Oh, really? Well, how do you do it?
It was just log into this account. I was sad. I thought the dude was really. I was like, okay.
It's like, hey,
we're gonna get
when you grow up without siblings in your space, in an only child environment, you learn how to talk to yourself and play with yourself, and and entertain yourself. And so and that was really like an attitude that I had was that basically I kind of had to be outcome independent. I didn't care whether I kind of had this attitude. If I could help one person, if one person on any online Facebook, or if there was one person that would take a look at this information and benefit from it, then I felt like then that was worth it. That would make me happy. Just one person over, and I didn't know how many years that would take, because at that time it was just so unlikely, because it was a very hard thing for people to wrap their head around. It wasn't cool. It wasn't hip. It wasn't like, oh man, let's go and get all these herbs and all these supplements, and let me get this sea moss gel and this, and we're cool. And it was like, wasn't none of that. It was just like, check this out. There's some information that change everything about how you conceive of the human body, gives you the answer for what is disease. Like, people are out here trying to spend billions of dollars on, the cure for this. And this is like, man, we have that information. Like, that's old news. The foundation, we know exactly what causes human illness, exactly what causes disease. And when it can be fixed, the solution, the uninvasive solution. And so have that together. It's just a matter of then communicating that with the right people at the right time. And so I appreciate everybody just over the years that took a chance to check this information out. Say, okay, let me check this out. And also put up with trying to undo the different societal conditioning and things of that nature that would prevent people from really practicing this lifestyle properly. And because there's a lot of things that cause people to get off track. Things like, there's a lot of like little trinkets and toys, and this is that. It's like, okay, yeah, Mucus' diet, but this looks really, this is real cool over here. It's like, we're all about, as we say, the middle path. Mucus-free is the middle path of the natural health diet world, because a lot of people are surprised, we're not as extreme as you think in terms of our recommendations, but we're not as soft as some people think. It's like, it's right in the middle, but you got to do it. You got to get into it. And I'm a real big proponent of the immersive experience. And that's what this event was. Like, you can't get more immersed into the practice of the Mucus' diet than being here around other people that's all doing it. It's all making the juice and eating the salads and making the mucus, baking the zucchini and the baked banana and doing the enemas and all that kind of stuff, and that immersive experience. But that's so important in terms of practicing this lifestyle on a high level. Whether you're able to come and be a part of this, or you just, you're in the e-course, going through Mucus Diet Healing System e-course, or reading the book every day and plugging into the Wednesday meetups, or going to a book club or coaching program, or whatever it is, however you're able to do it, staying immersed and plugged in to the community, to the people that really practice it. That's an important component of being successful long term. Mm-hmm. And that's something that you have to, when you're serious, you're going to make it a point to do that. It becomes important. Showing up on Wednesday to the meetup becomes important. That's something that you look forward to. Like, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna get my plug in. I'm gonna go through the e-course. I'm gonna keep going through the book. That kind of stuff becomes important, and that's something that you just have to feel it. At the end of the day, you feel it someplace inside where it's like, this is the right path. This is what I need to be doing. And when you do it, man, you're gonna be rewarded. You might had to go through that initial, dealing with your wife or your husband or your children, and significant others, or there's all these different things, you know, the relationships, there's all kinds of stuff you got to deal with, but you want to stay steadfast. You never want to really get off track, because I've seen too many people let relationships get them off track physiologically. And so I'm real hardcore about that. You want to really dial it in and do what you need to do to stay focused in that world, or people are, you know, I mean, you got eight agents knocking on the door trying to steal children away, and you got, you know, just corrupt, puss-eating judges. It's just so much constipation. But we're over here creating, like, the safe space. Like, this is a real safe space. Like, the real safe space is when you're in the mucus-free zone.
Yeah, that's the reality. That's the reality. Because this was a mucus-free zone this weekend.
Right.
Mucus and pus-free zone this weekend. So yeah, and we want to expand that space, you know.
Right.
So,
yeah. So I think we're gonna wrap it up for the 5th annual Professor Arnold Ehret Day celebration. And again, want to thank everybody that came, and special thanks to Reese, Brady, the dean, you know, the research and development team that really helped put all this together. Again, like we said, it's not just me by myself anymore. We got help, and, you know, Brady really came through for the Airbnb, and, you know, they got together and made sure we had all the stuff. I mean, the kitchen is just stocked, like, just everything we need is right, is right there. And you know, big thanks to John for always supporting. You know, he's always a huge supporter.
You know.
Yeah, huge supporter of what's happening. And we said Monica, she came with the RV, just
came for real.
Just like, we need a transmission. We don't need one. We're getting there. We're
We don't need a transmission. We're gonna get there though. Yeah. And, I like that. We don't need a transmission.
Right. And Trayvon, he was holding it down with the all kinds of stuff, but helping with everything.
Trey was all over
video.
Yeah. He was doing all of it, you know.
And definitely, and welcome Mike. You know, Mike to the family, man. It was great having you here, man. Getting to know you, and so Mike was in the coaching program, Mucus-free diet and lifestyle coaching program, and everybody in the program was invited down, and it was great to have him here. And Shelly, who had to get going a little earlier, she was in attendance, and of course,
Randy, he's always helpful in all kind of ways. He gives us a hard time sometimes. But he's helpful, and I mean, he would go out his way to do anything to help anybody, and you know, so we dig you, Randy.
All right.
Yeah, we love you, man.
Thank you.
He drove us to Costco in the Mustang.
That's right.
Oh, yeah,
okay, all right.
Yeah, man. You got olives today. Didn't eat all the olives. You got them today, so yeah, man.
And Richard, it was he had to get going.
Yeah, it was a bunch of
a few. Huh?
Amazing.
Yeah, real cool.
Yeah.
Real cool cat. We say the fruit. He was
boy, he was killing. Boy, he was seriously on some fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know. So it just shows you, man. Cats are really dialing in on this thing, man. You know, and that's a beautiful thing, man. So, you know, I'm just grateful, man. I'm just grateful. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you all so much. So, as I always say, until next time, peace, love, and breath.